Have you ever wondered what games you should keep or you should lose? Find out here at Purge Reviews.
To set up the game is going to be very easy. You're going to set the board up like this. Then the first player will take a squirrel and put them on one of the green ones on the outside of the perimeter. Then you will get the nuts that are listed on there. I can get one green or one yellow or two of each. So I would just take those cards and put them in front of me. Everybody will go and you'll snake back around. And when it's your turn again, you'll place another one out. This one says red, so I'll get 2 acorns. So what's going to happen is everybody's going to have 2 squirrels on the board and you're going to end up with 4 cards. Then everybody's going to draw 3 objective cards. You're going to keep 2 and discard 1 back to the deck. So you're going to start out with a little bit of direction. Now these are going to tell you Hickory Haunt to Briar Run. So what you're going to look is down here on the board, you're going to find Hickory Haunt. It'll kind of tell you what color it is. That kind of helps out. You can kind of look, here's Hickory Haunt, and then Briar Run would be up here. So I want to connect these 2 tiles. And what that means is I want to be able to have squirrels or multiple squirrels all the way up from Hickory Haunt to Briar Run and have a nest connected to it somehow, some way. If I accomplish this at the end of the game, I'm going to get 4 points. Any objective ones you do not accomplish will be -2 points. And that's how you're going to score. You also will score for the distance between them. So let's say Hickory Haunt to Briar Run. I have 2 tiles here. And between them, I would score amount of points for that. Now let's say I went this way. It's always the shortest distance. So now I have 1, 2, 3 in between them. So you want the longest possible to score the most amount of points. If I was set up like this, I could not go around. I'd have to go to shortest distance. So you're going to get points from objective cards or not accomplishing them. You're going to get points for the distance that you're going to have. So the way a turn structure is going to work, you're going to have a single die on the beginning of the turn, and you'll roll this die. And the fox is always going to start out in the center of the board like so. And then based on the 4, he's going to move in the direction that I rolled. So in this case, he's going to move here. Any squirrels that are on his spot must now scatter. And that means they must move to an adjacent location. Now, they cannot go back where he came from. He came from the rabbit patch, so I can't go to the rabbit patch, and I can't stay here. So I will try to go into a different location. Now, if I ever end up with 3 squirrels on a location, I remove those squirrels from the board, and I would put a nest out. Once 4 nests are out on the board, the game will immediately end and you will score up the game. So having these out is very important, but you want to make sure that you time it in such a way that you're able to score these objective cards. So when the fox moves to a location, I'm going to get 2 of whatever is here. In this case, I would get 2 reds. Some of these, like one like this, will have a red and yellow on it. Then I could get 1 red, 1 yellow, 2 yellows, or 2 reds in any combination that I want. So on a turn, everybody's going to roll a die and move the fox around the board. After he's moved, you can take 1 of 3 possible optional actions. The first thing you do is recruit a squirrel. And you can recruit any tile on the board as long as the fox isn't there. And there are 2 that you cannot. So the Pine Barrens does not allow for any recruiting on it. And then you have the Frog Pond that also does not. Each of these tiles will have a requirement here. So this requires a blue and a yellow. So if I happen to have a pecan and a walnut, which is a blue and a yellow card, I can discard these cards to just add a squirrel to that location. I can do that 1 time. 1 squirrel. That's it. Now, anytime you have 3 of the same card, they can be transferred in for 1 color. So if I had 3 pecans, I could trade them in and get 1 walnut. That's a free action. So let's say I'm set up maybe something like this, and I want to build a nest and rabbit patch for whatever purposes. The second possible optional action you have is to move what they call hassle the fox. So I can move him to a location here where I have 2 people, and I want to scatter those guys. So immediately I have to scatter those guys, and they would get there for 3, which would allow me to put out an additional nest. In addition, he's going to forage whatever. I can get 1. So normally, at the beginning of the turn when you roll the dice, you get 2 acorns when the fox goes to the location. So in this case, I'm going to only get 1. So what I've done now here is I can get 1 instead of the normal 2, but I'm able to scatter my squirrels where I may want them to be. The third possible action is I can draw 2 objectives from the top of the deck, and I get to keep 1 and discard 1. Remember, any that I don't accomplish is worth -2 points at the end of the game. So turn order structure is very easy. I'm going to roll the dice. and move the fox in that location. Wherever he moves, he will scatter any squirrels that are there, and you will get 2 nuts at that location. Then I can take either no actions or one of the 3 possible optional actions. Would be to create a squirrel based on the price of the tile that I want to go to. I can move this guy to scatter squirrels. Remember, nest will never scatter. They're there permanently. Or I can draw additional objective cards that might help me win the game. And that's a quick overview of how you play Nut Hunt.